Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, you know, I've got these colors on today because I heard there was a game this afternoon. Boy, I think there's more hype this year for the Seahawks than there was even last year.
Yep.
What a deal. Well, it is quite a deal. 2 years in a row, that's pretty amazing. Thomas Leonard, some of you knew him. He did pass a week or so ago. They're doing a memorial service for him on Thursday, February 12th at 2 p.m. At Center for Spiritual Living. So if you want to know where that is or about them, just ask us and we'll tell you. We do have two patron saints, though, by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Hey, George and John.
And John said... That's not what he said. Oh, he did say that. But this is what I wanted to do. Why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? When you're everywhere, come get your share. And then there's George. No one who has had taps played for them has ever been able to hear it. We know. Good point.
It's just morbid.
Okay. Money was scarce in colonial America. Not enough coins and bills were in circulation to meet the demands of commerce. As a result of this shortage, Indian corn was used as a medium of exchange. All payments were in the form of shelled corn. Planters usually left it on the cob until time to meet an obligation. So, when a bill was due, it was time to get the family together for a husking or shelling out. This practice became so strongly attached to the idea of payment that a person handing over anything of value is said to shell out. So, you know. See, that's why you come to church, for good information. You know, if you don't learn anything else, you learn where did that come from stuff. Things that make you go, Without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. Observe due measure, for right timing is in all things the most important factor. Hesiod, 700 BC. Smart people back then. Named after, I get these words mixed up now. Hi, Toby. Named after the Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist, a Rube Goldberg machine is any exceedingly complex apparatus that performs a very simple task in a very indirect and convoluted way. How do you tell when you're out of invisible ink? Oh. If everything seems to be going well, you have obviously overlooked something. Depression is merely anger without enthusiasm. When everything is coming your way, you're on the wrong lane. And ambition is a poor excuse for not having enough sense to be lazy. Okay. Of course, don't take life too seriously. No one gets out alive anyway. So. Oh, speaking of that, Christopher, did you get out of the hospital Friday? Well, I mean...
What? Those files just...
Yeah. Kind of reminded me. So he's doing much better right now. They gave him a bunch of steroids and brought his blood sugar down and got him off the IV and upped his chemo. And so there you go. You're just jealous because the voices only talk to me. Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. Only at the Divine Fellowship. On their way to getting married, a young couple is involved in a fatal car accident. They find themselves sitting outside the pearly gates waiting for St. Peter to process them into heaven. While waiting, they begin to wonder, could it be possible, could they get married in heaven? When St. Peter shows up, they ask him. St. Peter says, you know, I don't really know. This is the first time anyone has asked. Let me go and find out. And he leaves. The couple sit, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait. 2 months pass, and the couple's still waiting. As they wait, they discuss if they were allowed to get married in heaven, what was the eternal aspect of it all? What if it doesn't work? They wondered, are you stuck together forever? After yet another month, St. Peter finally returns, looking somewhat bedraggled. Yes, he informs the couple, you can get married in heaven. Great, says the couple, but we were just wondering, what if things don't work out? Can we get a divorce in heaven? St. Peter, red-faced with anger, slams his clipboard down on the ground, and of course they're going, well, what's wrong? Asked the frightened couple. Oh, come on, St. Peter said. It took me 3 months to find a priest up here. Do you have any idea how long it'll take me to find a lawyer? Hey, we're equal opportunity offenders. We take no precedence one over another. All right. Hey, speaking of heaven, why don't we sing that? Are you amazed I actually remembered what it was? Okay.
There we go. Couple of things. If I don't have your email, you might want to write it on a piece of paper, and when the contribution basket goes around, shove it in there and I'll get it. Because I try to send out emails to let you know what's going on, if there's anything special events coming up. And we have a movie coming up, February 15th. It's called Power of the Heart. It was done by the same people who did The Secret. Phil and I previewed another little clip about how your body stance can change your, what were they, Phil? Your cortisol, lower the cortisol and increase your how it changes everything. They did study and research on how to shift. You know, we're always talking about shift. So shift happens. Have you had anything where you were kind of going along and it was okay, but then something happened and you shifted? Anybody have a shift this week? You want to share? Next time then. But keep me posted. If you remember something, you tell me. Also, OMG, you guys. Our expo is sold out. Yay! Yay! How cool is that? And your generosity of time is phenomenal. I may have enough volunteers here pretty quick. We're really getting to the point where we have sufficient. That each person would only have to work an hour and a half the entire weekend. We need a few more. So I'm going to send around sign-up sheets again. We still need a few more readers, a few more healers, more ticket takers, and then silent auction help. Now there's other things that we need done, but without ticket takers, we don't have a show. Without readers and healers, they really make a big difference in the world. So those are the ones that we really need to focus on first. Silent auction is really, really important. We'll be talking more about that. So really, I'm only asking for an hour and a half of your time, and we're almost there. We're almost there. So if you have it and are willing to offer your services for just a few minutes, just let me know. Sign up on here, name, phone number, and what task you're willing to do. And I'll get back in touch with you and communicate with you about that. There's something else I was going to tell you about that. Can't remember. It'll come back. If you have any questions about volunteerism, just holler at me. Our expo is shaping up nicely. We have new vendors this year, which is way fun. Oh, thank you. That's what I was. So, again, if I don't have your email, let me know. Also, people ask me the weirdest things, and so I want to just share with you. Have you ever, like, been kind of quiet and you hear voices in the background and it's like, who is that? What are they saying? What are they talking about? Does that make you nuts? Okay, here's what's going on with that. You're being wired to hear auditorily spirit voices. Okay? They're not talking to you. If they were talking to you, you'd hear it, you'd get it. Don't strain yourself. Just be with that. Don't get all freaked out about that. It's like if you go into a restaurant and there's all these people talking, it's not about you. They're not talking to you or about you. Just recognize that they're there. Okay? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. So just be with that and know that when they come to talk to you, you're being prepared for that. Okay? So that when they do come to talk to you, it's going to be clear as a bell. How cool is that? How cool is that? So rather than getting frustrated and angry and try to hear, what are they saying? It could be in another language. Let go. Don't worry about it. Just know and be grateful and apply that gratitude and that intent of being willing. And that will increase that and make that happen faster. Okay? Then, as you're doing that, ask a specific question. If there's just this mumbling going on in the background, you know that you're becoming aware of the presence of spirit beings that are there to help you. You can ask a specific question. If you ask a specific question, you're more likely to get a direct, clear answer. But just the mumbling, let it go. Okay? Oh, okay. So the question to ask would be, let me tell you what not to ask. Please do not ask, should I do this or should I do that? They are here to help you whatever you choose. Don't expect them to tell you what to do. You know, they're not your mommy. They're guides. They're here to help and assist. So a better way to ask would be, I'm thinking of doing this. Is there anything I need to know about that? And then the really tricky part, be quiet. Keep the TV off, the radio off. Just be quiet and wait. And if you don't hear anything, it's way okay, because they may choose to have it come through your very best friend to tell you, well, you know, I was thinking about so-and-so, and give you your answer. Or a song will come on the radio when you finally release yourself from that moment. A song will come on the radio, or you'll just see something in the paper or whatever. So just be aware that you're being awakened, you're being connected with. Okay? So, with that said, tell me about love. Tell me about it. Love. Endless. Kind. Overpowering. And I missed one. We are gentle. Do I get kind? It's kind. What else? All you need is love. All you need. All there is. What else?
Last forever.
Forever. Unconditional. Say what? Heart.
H-U-R-T.
Love hurts? Nope. That's not love.
What about vibration?
Now, let me ask about this love hurt thing. When you care about something and there's a loss, that's not the absence of love. That's not. How can I say that? When we have loss or pain, it's a result of fear, and loss. So if you love something and they die, that's loss. That does not mean that it's not love, but we're experiencing the loss about it. Make sense? If I love you and you don't do what I want you to do, and I'm upset about that and that hurts me, that's not love. That's my loss. That's my expectations.
There's a movement and a lie too at work when it's hurting.
Okay, back to love. Tell me more.
Color.
Color, meaning
Your perception, it makes you really
happy.
happy.
Okay, so color, that's like an illumination. Things look brighter. Joy, thank you. Okay, so Albert Einstein said that cold is not an element in and of itself, it is the absence of heat. So here you have love, and fear and loss is not really a whole other thing, it's just an absence of love. And when we have love, I don't want to talk about fear and loss. When we have love, then the fear and loss doesn't have an anchor point within us. I want to talk to you about God. It's come to my attention that some of you, including me in the past, have a false God sitting on the throne of their heart. Now I want to talk to you about that. This is serious stuff. This is God. This is not. If the God sitting on your heart, on the throne of your heart, is one that you're afraid of, it's a false God. If the God sitting on the throne of your heart is someone that you feel like you have to do something, otherwise you're not going to be good enough, you are connected to a false God. Soak it in just a second. Who is God in your world? Is God someone that you always have to please? False God. Is God someone that you have to beg or he won't listen? False God. At the same token, is God someone you think is supposed to just deliver it up? God, I want this. Bring it. Here's the deal. That somebody asked me the other day, says, well, how can you trust God to do something in your life when you ask for one little thing and he won't give it to you? I said, tell me what you're talking about. Well, I asked to find a shark's tooth at the beach. And I said, okay, why did you ask that? Well, I found one yesterday, I want to find another one. Okay. Did God give you the means to go buy one? Then you don't need to find one. That's testing God. God, give me this. Well, how can I believe you if you won't give me a shark's tooth? Have this other funny story. Years ago, gal said, I just don't believe in God. I said, well, what's going on? She said, well, I told God that if there was a God, I need to find a Canadian quarter on the street. I thought, okay. She said, I found a Canadian nickel, but it wasn't a quarter. Okay. Sometimes it hurts to be me. Bite my tongue. We get God confused with Santa. Santa's not God. Nor is Santa the boogeyman who's going to get you if you don't do it just right. Nor is he a vending machine. Now here's what it is. With this love, if we have a perception that God is punitive, angry, resentful of anything we spend our time on other than that, jealous. If God is the epitome of hatred, that's a false God. Ditch that thing out. Let me tell you what I did. Got myself into kind of a meditative state. Scary. It's really scary. I thought, well, this is not God. Because good book says, now, good book says what? In 1 John. The one who does not love does not know God. For God is love. 1 John 4:8. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment. And the one who fears is not perfected in love. We love because he first loved us. It's all about love. It's all about love. So I had this punitive, angry, hateful God in my heart. And talk to you about, let me hold that thought. And talk to you about vengeful. Because the good book says God's vengeful. He's vengeful because he'll take care of it. Remember last week we talked about God's got this. God's got it. God will take care of it. We humans transliterate that vengefulness as he's going to get you with a lightning bolt. And it's going to be this hateful, horrid thing. No, it's karma. It's going to come and kick their butt. You don't have to. God's got this. Okay, so here I had this ugly, horrible, nasty perception of God that had to hit the road in order for me to move forward spiritually. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is like this is really scary. No love, because it was fear. I thought, okay, be brave, be brave. And so I envisioned this scary, scowling, mean, hateful God. And I said, you get out of there. Send him packing. And he was like, well, how dare you? I am the God of your creator. I am it. And you cannot, you get out of here. And he was like, oh, how dare you? Just storm. You'll be for this in hell forever. And I thought, good luck with that. And then I looked back, and here was this energy that had been there all along, that had been hidden by this other thing that I created out of my own imagination and my own shame and guilt and unworthiness. And it just emanated this golden, loving presence where I felt safe. For the first time in the presence of God, I felt safe. And when I say, God's got this, that's the come from I'm coming from. If you have a false God on the throne of your heart, and you don't feel safe, or our processes of moving in spiritually feels fearful for you, it's not love. Divorce that thing. It's hard, but it needs to be done. Needs to be done. That false God's got to go. Have no other gods before me. And the God before you is love. That's what it's all about. when we are in that state of love and there's no fear of punishment, then we are more loving to ourselves and we're more loving to one another. True? So let's do this. Let's do a guided meditation. Can we get to, before you do that,